Hello guys, welcome to the Realist Lens YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to let Rebecca Lynn Pope's video about women having unachievable high dating standards for men. I'm going to let that video debunk anti-incels like think tank and Paul Joseph Watson and use her own video and authority of being a matchmaker. I'm going to use Rebecca Lynn Pope's authority of being a matchmaker who has worked with many women. I'm going to let that authority debunk the nonsense anti-incels put out. I'm going to play you the video that think tank put out for the reason that incels exist, and in their opinion, it's because they have bad personalities.
And it does. It's rooted in the fact that they want to have sex with women, but for some reason they believe that they can't, right? That they're too ugly. And most of it is psychological. Most of them are not too ugly, but they build it in their head. First of all, there's no such thing as too ugly, but they build...
Okay, so there's no such thing as too ugly. Women will just date anyone. I mean, that's the impression I'm getting from think tank. You just need to have a good personality. That's the impression that Hannah is giving us here. Okay, what's Paul Joseph Watson, who has no authority to speak on this issue? I mean, he's a dude. I mean, at least a woman has some experience of picking out who she dates, picking out men that she gets to date. And Paul Joseph Watson is... I mean, what is he doing speaking on this issue, man?
Incels are obsessed with flaws in their appearances, which they believe lead women to reject them in favour of chiselled chads, while failing to consider that the personality of someone who reacts to a school massacre...
Okay, he's going to do a character assassination on incels here, so I'm going to delete that part, but he says that it's the personality of incels which is the issue, and it's not just girls are going for chiseled chads. It's not that girls are going for chiseled chads, in his opinion. Now let me play you a former matchmaker, Rebecca Lynn Pope.
Because as you girls know, I'm a matchmaker, and for a large part of the end of last year and beginning of this year, I stopped matchmaking. And the reason I stopped matchmaking is because I literally... I can't handle female clients. I was a matchmaker that matched females, and I had a few male clients, but predominantly I was matching women. And listen, it was such a valuable lesson for me, because what I learned is that the average woman doesn't really want just a good man. She doesn't want a husband. What she's really wanting are these standards or ideas that she has of what a man...
Notice she said average woman, so she's not even talking about the women who are good looking, because obviously they'll have even higher standards, or women who are on dating apps, because they'll probably be worse than the woman that she's talking about.
...is supposed to be. But this is nothing what men are. This is not realistic for who men are, how they think, what they value. It's just this preconceived, idea that women have of who men should be. But this is not reality, okay? Quit looking at men. Is he 6'2"? Is he look like Boris Kodro or Idris Elba or Michael Ealy? Do you know the percentages of men? This is what I just would die to say to my matchmaking clients and the people that would come in for consultations because they want to be matched. And they're coming to me. I'm sitting here just being a good woman. So I'm thinking these women just want to marry. These women just want a good man. Nah, boo, that's not what they wanted. What they want is, if I'm going to pay this money, I want me a Michael Ealy. I want me a Boris Kodjoe. Well, look, boo, Boris Kodjoe's married. Last time I checked, Idris Elba's taken. These men are such a small percentage of the population. Do you guys understand that for a man to be over 6'2" is less than 3% of the population? And we're talking all men around the world, less than 3% of the population. Now you take out the gay guys, and you take out the guys that are not black or whatever race specific that you prefer your husband to be, and you take out the men that are broke, and you take out the players, the men who are just not ready, and who are not ready to get married, aren't even looking for a wife, don't want that responsibility yet. Think about these numbers. Less than 3%. Less than 14% of the entire American male population is over 6 foot. Less than 14%. And that's all the married men. men and the men in prison, all of them, girls. So you're sitting around here like, oh, he's got to be 6 foot, and he's got to look like this, and he's got to make 6 figures or 7 figures. When you start at just height alone, do you hear the percentage that I just gave you on just height? Just height. And if you add in what he looks like looking like Idris and making money like this and that, honey, look, you looking for the come up for real, because I don't know where he's at. I was matchmaking, I would be like, man, I would go find these incredible men, and they would be like, oh, I would never date him. I'm like, I just...
Okay, I think that illustrates my point quite well. Rebecca Lynn Pope, who is a former matchmaker, even she says woman has too high standards, and I'm going to believe her over some random dude on the internet like Paul Joseph Watson, who has no experience in how women select men to date. And I'm definitely not going to take what Hannah from Think Tank says about women dating or something, because she's probably not seen how other women date, and she's probably not got an outsider's perspective like this woman has. And so I think that anti-incels, they need to get a grip on reality, and they need to see what the authority on how women select men for dating. They need to see how these authoritative figures with experience on how women select men, they need to see how these people say that women are. And if they say that what they say matches with what incels say, then maybe incels aren't so damn crazy, are they?